correct?
Yes, actually, it's being recorded.
Okay, it's already being recorded. Okay, wonderful. Well, let's see. One moment. Let me see where Tara is. There she is. I was just waiting on Tara. Good afternoon. We are recording this session. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our March First Friday session. This is sponsored by the Department of Arts and Sciences. And this is an opportunity for us to bring scholars together from all over, all of the different departments that we have at Stratford University so that we can learn and grow together. So we are very excited about our First Friday session today in March. And just as a plug, if you are interested in presenting in future First Friday sessions, we welcome anyone from any department to present. Again, this is an opportunity for us to connect across the institution. So I will now turn it over to Dr. Basta, who will guide us into this session.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So Dr. Kamal is an adjunct faculty professor with over 20 years of experience in computer science and information technology. It's actually my area, and that's why this presentation is extremely exciting for me. He will present on the practical use of artificial intelligence in the context of data science, analytics, and various digital applications. So please welcome Dr. Kamal, and please go ahead.
Sure. Dr. Basta, thank you for giving my introduction. I am really, grateful for having this presentation today by Arts Department, although I'm from CSIT. Let me add in a minute a few things about me before I start the presentation. I am very well, associated with Stratford from 2016, and I was there in US in 2016 for 2 quarters. And also right now I'm working with as an online instructor for a New Delhi campus and US campuses. I'm teaching around 3 to 4, courses in one term. So with this, I will just start with the day with the presentation. Let me share my screen. I hope you are able to see my screen. Yeah.
Yes, we can see it. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for giving me a chance again. Before I begin with it, I am having some, few questions for the entire audience. So let's see, what exactly I get an answer, and then I'll coming on the application of AI and robotics. That is my, main domain. So let me ask in a very quick manner. Let me know your insight about it. What is the biggest retailer in the world who does not own a single retail store? Anyone can answer? I may not be able to see the chat window right now.
Amazon.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Very nice. Second one, what is the biggest hotel chain of the world who does not own a single hotel?
Airbnb?
Airbnb.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Oh, you are all excellent. Third one, the biggest fleet owner of the world who does not own a single car.
Uber? I don't know.
Very nice. Oh, you are all excellent audience today. The biggest entertainment company in the world who does not own a single cinema or multiplex. You watch daily.
YouTube.
Oh, excellent. Very nice. Last but not the least, the biggest knowledge bank of the world who has never published a single book.
Wiki.
Nope. Any other guess? It's Google. If you search it, Google doesn't have its own book.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So how these questions are very, we always often use it. How this has been made a possibility because of the combination of digital data and the connectivity. Right now, I think for the past 1 year, we have, well-word use about our digital very well. In fact, 202 countries, those who have not thought that education would be so good, so great by digital, by internet, with the pandemic has proven. And not only those things, we have also share our, the customer experience. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say like that with the data, with the connectivity, that kind of things are there. So let me talk. I'll be having lot of videos, but I will not play all the videos. It will take time. You must have seen some videos. So let me start with my first video and I'll play for a minute. Let me know if you are able to get the sound from this video. Sound is coming?
I don't hear any sound.
We can't hear the sound.
Dr. Kamal, we cannot hear any sound.
I believe the sound was there from the video. Yes, please. I believe the sound was there.
No, we couldn't hear any sounds.
No, we didn't hear the sound. We could see the video though. We just couldn't hear any sound.
I'm sorry. Let me share my screen again. Give me a minute, I think. Let me share my screen again, I think. Oh, share sound is there at the end. I have not clicked that option. Now I think. Okay.
Keep up with me, babe. Keep up with me, babe. Yeah, I'm on time, don't miss a beat. If she roll with me, she a 10 at least. Cream of the crop, top quality. Not your team or cop could try stopping me. Says I lays it down properly. You and your crew, get off my property. I own everything, I'm on everything. Highs on that top spot, no settling. Married to the game, no wedding ring. Flipping through this paper, call it magazine. More problems, that's really what all of this brings. Well, I'm ready for a champ, put me in the ring. In the lead, never late.
Okay, I will not play the entire video. It's a long video. So from this video, I think we can able to see a man is flying, and if you go back around 10 years back, these things were just like a fiction, but right now it has been, all the possibility has made. Any idea how the things has been made? We have never thought that a man can be fly in the air. We are not talking about the automation of the cars, driverless car. Obviously, it has improved, but these things are being practically has been done. So basically, all things about robotics and virtual to a real life, whatever we have think in our mind around 20 years back down the time, all things has been becoming a possibility. I'll be giving you more, life example, life case studies, what exactly the robotics and AI is changing in our life. So let's begin, something, few example which are there on the screen. Nowadays, that if we blink our eye, there is an, I do coding in Python. I'm sorry that you are from management or arts from computer science also. So the Python is a language they having a, one algorithm that is on CV, the computer vision, which is able to catch, which is able to, uh, uh, take the things, what are things are happening, and it is giving in that kind of an IQ value. So computer vision is one of the example. Here in the screen, you are able to see one image. Can anyone tell who is copying who? There is a robot, there is a kid. So whether robot is copying or a kid is copying. Any idea?
The robot's copying. The robot is copying. Yeah.
Robot is copying. Okay, the robot is getting trained from a kid, or a kid is getting is a trained from the robot. So again, whatever you'll say, I'll say as a vice versa. So these things are being made a possibility. In the same way, you can see a mother is there, a robot is there, and a kid is there. Who is training whom? robot is trying to train a mother or a mother is trying to train a robot. So these things, we cannot have those things. But as in practically, it has proven nowadays AI is something, is an advanced level that robots can be trained. That is called in supervised learning. And unsupervised, something like that, they are getting from the similar examples how they can be trained in much more efficient manner. Nowadays, we have seen the chaos. We have seen a lot of electronically world across the globe. Okay, the kids are more smarter. There is a technical term which we use oftenly is industry 4.0, education 4.0. I'll be talking later on my this presentation how the things are getting changed, how the things are getting move on that thing. Nowadays, in a very simple, AI is reading all the body reflexes. Let me quote one example here. There is an machine, Watson, IBM Watson. I think some of us might be knowing what exactly it does. It basically trying to check our personality. And nowadays, we have oftenly seen like Google says, no need to apply in our company. We already having your data. We already having your insight about you, what are kind of an person you are, what kind of your habits you are, what kind of an knowledge you are having, experience you are having, or what kind of an things that you do it. So AI is changing world, we can see very well. So IBM Watson, I was talking it before, like it is basically doing as a visualization of our personality data entirely based on these factors. There are around 64 and factors, frankly speaking, which we also don't know. We call it as a dark data. I maybe understand that I'll be using some, jargons of IT, but we need to understand what is a big data, what is a small data, what is a dark data. Dark data is something like data which we don't know ourselves, but the companies knows. Companies are taking advantage, or companies knowing about inside about anything. So you can think about that. IBM Watson are doing the calculation on these bases. We can see like that how uh, emotional you are, how much need you are, how much value you are, or if we talk about how much extra version you are having, what kind of the consciousness you are having, openness you are having. So these kind of keeping on whatever based on our nowadays we are very happy to connect with Zoom, and we are able to connect with Zoom right now. And also we are very happy to do social media, whatever the comments we do, whatever the likes we do, whatever the dislike we do, or whether it's a Instagram or whether anything. But do we know that all the things are getting captured with our IDs? Although we say that ID can be different, but exactly these things are not happening. They're trying to trace in some certain manner. And that is the beauty of data analytics and AI. So let me talk more on that thing before I give you more example, how the things are getting, synchronized, what kind of the personality analysis that we are having. So we can see on our left hand side. Okay, think about it. I think LinkedIn, we are very much open with that thing. Or we are trying to audio. Someone has rightly said that who will go to record this this video, and the conversation is getting recorded and might be stored somewhere on the cloud. Future on that these things. And the first Friday we had a session with IT or a management, these things. Then these kind of things are happening, and they are giving on the ranking kind of things. Basically, ranking in the middle, you can see like that. These are the web servers which is trying to store our those things, and they are trying to check our a kind of a personality, at what kind of a person, what kind of an human, what knowledge you're having, what expertise you're having, what kind of an the things that he has done for it, what kind of an basic. And then after that, what is trying to do that thing, they trying to click on that thing. I can give you an example, like the best use of an blockchain. Everybody knows what the blockchain and the Bitcoin is doing nowadays. If I post anything on LinkedIn, there is a website which can capture very easily that what are the things I mentioned on the LinkedIn, whether it's a genuine, whether it's a fair or not. So that kind of analysis can be do. The company, they don't have to bother. They don't have to bother that they want to cross verify that whether this person is an given the information accurate or not. The machines are much capable to do that thing. They are able to give us a ranking. They are able to do a analysis of kind of things. So that kind of an a technology is going on. AI is something like that, which is trying to change our mind, which can predict our customers, and the prediction can be done based on the latest software. Let me talk about more into an easy manner. AI is something like that. Nowadays, AI is not a new jargon or a new term or new technology. It's around 50, 60 years back, uh, when we used to have when we used to play a game, a Chinese checker or a chess, in that AI was a very well known. Okay, I don't know whether there is an software or there is a very good software that is known as Mycene. Okay, Mycene was in software earlier in 1960, 65. What it does, it was, taking and it was for a user base, first of all. Okay, user can install that software very easily. And it is used to diagnose what kind of an symptom. You don't have to go to a doctor. The machine will take some, input from you. Okay, whether you are not well, whether you are having fever. Nowadays, the cough and cold is a very major, if we're asking that, we always say that go for the COVID test, but earlier it was not like that. So based on that symptom, we used to take it and we used to get a medicine's name or medication. So Mycene think about 65. So now this drastic change are happening. So let me talk about what are the changes in the recent, year and recent world we are having. So AI is very simple. It solves intelligence in a very easy manner, and it solves everything else, or whatever we cannot predict, whatever we cannot think, whatever we cannot analyze, kind of things that we are having it. Let me play a small video and let me know if you are able to listen the sound of it. Sound is coming.
Yes.
So in this video, we can see a manufacturer company, BMW, German-based company. Earlier, manual was there, lot of, issues and lot of quality concern was there. But now with the AI, we can see like that, we can always match what is the level of the paint in a car we are having, how many layers of paint we are having, whether it's a 6 layer or 7 layer, whether that quality has been passed or not. So this has basically bridged us a gap, and we can always see that whether we are getting that quality product or not. And obviously BMW are the famous for the #1, quality car manufacturer in the world. So basically we are trying to spread that kind of things and how we are making the things in an easy manner. Oh, everybody knows that AI is able to understand the human intelligence in a much more easy and significant manner. But we also have to see that how we can ease what kind of an learning we can have it, how the machines can be automated in terms of those things. So this is basically an overview of an diagram in a theoretical way. I was talking about an mycene, that was an example of an expert system. And then, we are now try to develop in terms of an ML, machine learning, which is basically the 3 versions that we are having: deep learning, supervised, unsupervised. And we also having a different flavor, that is natural language processing, which does all these kind of thing. In fact, I can give you an example as a layman. Twitter, Twitter does what they do as a text and, and text analytics, like what kind of things, what kind of the processing that we are having, how we can able to. Not only those things, vision, I was giving an computer vision. Computer vision doesn't mean that it will be able to try with an eye or retina kind of things, but they are also trying to capture. I'll be coming with more examples in my later on slide, where you can see that how the COVID scenario has been developed to an artificial intelligence. It is also talking about an speech planning robotics. How to produce AI, I think this is a kind of an flow chart which is trying to do that thing in a very easy manner. We are talking about AI, machine learning. As I said before, they are working on that supervised, unsupervised learning that we are having, human in the loop we are having, and training as a human beings we do, so that the machines can be grow in a much more significant. Let me come with an example. How many here you know about HoloLens? Any idea about HoloLens? Which company manufactures or what exactly it does?
No, I
Please,
don't
please.
know.
No. Okay. Anyone want to guess something? It's a very unique thing, and you will be surprised to know what a HoloLens does. It's a company called Microsoft. Okay, and we are using the Windows. So let me play this video, and then we'll see basically what it does. It's a very interesting video.
Now, it's a pleasure to be here in Las Vegas to present to you. Now, I get invited to do keynotes across the globe. And while it's easy for me to be here in Las Vegas, it isn't always easy for me to travel across the world. And even when I do, I can't always speak the local language. Well, what if neither language nor distance mattered for me to deliver a fantastic keynote? What if technology could help me be anywhere I needed to be and speak any language I wanted? Well, it can. We are bringing together the power of mixed reality and Azure AI services to create a truly game-changing experience. What you're about to see is an exact hologram of me wearing the same outfit that we recently captured at a mixed reality studio. And I don't speak Japanese, but what if I wanted to deliver my keynote in Japanese? Using Azure AI technology, I can translate my English into Japanese and train it to sound exactly like me, the same voice tones, those same inflections. Now, we brought this together, my hologram and Azure AI, to show you what's possible. So first, I'm going to put on my HoloLens 2 here, and then we'll flip in the room to the special camera so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. Let's get started. First, let me introduce you to Mini-Me. There she is, my perfect holograph. And thanks to the power of HoloLens 2, she just floats right with me. I'm literally holding my hologram, so natural. Now she's a little small to do a keynote. So let's get her up so she can do full-size Japanese keynote. Render keynote.
ホログラムになることには本当に驚くべきことがあります。私たちは最新の複合現実キャプチャ技術を使用し、私のホログラムを作成しています。実在の人物をホログラムとして見たことがあるかもしれませんが、私が実際に日本語を話しているのが新しいのです。私は日本語を話しませんが、私の声とホログラムは完璧な日本語で話しています。これはニューラルテキスト読み上げと呼ばれる最新の人工知能技術、いわゆるニューラル TTS を使用しています。方法に。
What you just saw was
So we have seen like that, earlier we used to have an translator to change our language. Nowadays, translator tools, application are available. But Microsoft has proven, not only Microsoft, there are other companies, they are already having these tools are very much available. We have seen a picture very well, a person was taking an image from an helicopter, and after that, the growth and all things we have seen like that, the helicopter pilot has, lost his job and the cameraman joined it out. Because of what? Any idea why we are able to do that? Because of the drone. So we can see like that the power of AI, the power of AI is working on these areas. I will not going to touch more on those areas because I will not be taking, but I'll be touching on 4.0, what I was discussed before. So AI is something like that, which is trying to change our lifestyle. Not only lifestyle where we are talking about a human interface where it can become as easy to do any kind of things. Just think about that when we were not having a Telegram or a WhatsApp. Nowadays, without these applications, we cannot stay or we cannot have these for a single hour in our phone. That kind of the change or revolution has been made. Most frequently, AI technology used these days, which you can able to see it here, that is the image analysis. This is very well easily available in Google. We do the backtrack image. If I want to search, if you don't know the name, we can do it. In fact, Amazon works on that thing. You take an image and you'll get to know which product and what is the name of the product, what is an expiry date, what are the rates. Virtual assistant. We have seen in the earlier video what is trying to say us and which can give us an assist as a chatbot, a predictive analytics, how the future would look, what kind of things that we are having, machine learning, how the machines would be taking our human life and the things are becoming more easier. Natural language processing, how the processing of our natural language and whatever we think in our mind before, how the machines are giving us a decision in going. Self-driving, I'll talk about self-driving in the coming video. So self-driving, I think Waymo, everybody knows that thing. Just as a minute, I'll just show this video.
In the front for over trips that Waymo does in its autonomous vehicles, including the one that we took last year, have trained safety drivers in the front seat until now. It says, "Good morning, Waymo rider. Our destination is Baby K's Cajun Kitchen." It's asking me to start the ride, so let's do that.
Heading to Baby K's Cajun Kitchen. Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened.
All right, so we're pulling out of this parking lot right now and onto public road. Oh, there goes another Waymo car. As you can see, we're in Waymo Central here. They just waved to us. I don't think they knew that maybe there wasn't anybody in the front seat there. And now we just made a right-hand turn and changed lanes into the center lane. Dynamic. I like the rest of the water. And these vehicles aren't these folks.
So we can see like that these days cars are already made and already used across the globe, and we can say it can be a self-driving car. If we want to have an automatic car or an drive with a drive person, we can have those things. All these things are being possibility made by AI. So let me talk about more examples and more study on AI. Let me touch some part on AI on medicine. Nowadays, radiologist, earlier we used to scan if you want to know internally what is there, in fact, my mother is not well. I know what kind of a radiologist used to have it, we do, but these things has been overcome by AI. Let me play this video.
This is how a radiologist diagnoses pneumonia.
84-year-old female, shortness of breath period, frontal and lateral views of the chest period.
This is an algorithm called ChecksNet that's trained to do the exact same task. And this is how it performed against 6 doctors analyzing 50 chest x-rays for pneumonia in a recent test at Stanford. ChecksNet is one of many projects exploring how artificial intelligence can take over tasks normally done by doctors. And it has some radiologists worried that AI could one day replace them. That's because algorithms are getting really good at interpreting images and diagnosing disease, sometimes with greater accuracy than humans.
We'll take a picture of this X-ray, The model will then run, and within a few seconds, it's outputted all these diseases, and they're sorted by the order of most likely to least likely.
CheXNet was given tens of thousands of images and told which ones have pneumonia and which don't. Then it trained itself to recognize patterns and identify pneumonia in new X-rays. This process is called deep learning. In 2016, computer scientist Geoffrey Hinton, also known as the godfather of deep learning, put radiologists on notice.
People should stop training radiologists now. It's just completely obvious that within 5 years, deep learning is going to do better than radiologists.
Part of the reason guys like Hinton say radiologists are replaceable is because they often work behind the scenes. Say you go to the emergency room with a really bad cough. The ER physician will order a chest X-ray, which is then read by a radiologist who gives a report back to the ER physician. Vice News spoke with Dr. Matt Lundgren, a radiologist at Stratford who's helping to develop new AI technologies.
As a patient, you're telling me that this process of reading my X-ray, which used to be done by a human, is now done by an algorithm. Why would I want this?
Well, so I don't feel comfortable with that, right? Would you fly a plane without a pilot? The situation that you just described is not one that has no physician in the loop. For narrow use cases, I think it would be a tremendous benefit as a patient to have, my doctor get information from some of these algorithms if they're shown to work.
What happens when the AI misses an important diagnosis?
It's something that comes up all the time. No matter what happens, if we are saying that we're going to use these algorithms clinically, there will ultimately be a time where an algorithm will make a mistake. The responsibility for the use of that algorithm will ultimately fall, I'm assuming, on a combination of the clinician and the healthcare system that's using this algorithm in that way.
Concerns aside, this research has created a gold rush for AI in medicine. All of it on display here at the annual meeting of the Radiological Society of North America.
So this is a super chill MRI that also uses artificial intelligence to compensate for movement of the body, like my breathing, and still get an accurate reading. Do you ever feel like you're training your replacement?
Yes, I hope so. I think in academic medicine...
You hope that this algorithm will replace you?
Absolutely.
Dr. Constance Lehman is a radiologist and Harvard Medical School professor who's also working with AI. She helped develop a model that measures breast density, a risk factor for cancer, in mammograms.
I am constantly teaching the next generation. So I have students come through. I hope they're smarter than I am. I hope they're better than I am. I hope they're stronger than I am. So in some ways, I may have sort of anthropomorphized this machine learning process.
This is your student.
This is my student. And she is relentless. She works 24/7. She never stops. She's looked at now over 200,000 mammograms.
And that efficiency has worried some doctors in training. In a recent survey of Canadian medical students, 29% of respondents agreed that AI would replace radiologists in their lifetime, and 68% agreed that AI would reduce the demand for radiologists. For context, there are an estimated 38,000 radiologists practicing in the US.
Is there a fear that radiologists will be replaced by AI?
There is a fear. So that's a very limited view of the role of a radiologist.
Right. How much?
So we have seen here in the AI, in the medical terms, right? The radiologist, the things, whatever we used to scan now, it is being replaced by machines or algorithm that we are having it. So, these are the top AI cases that we can see they are able to do that thing, how it has been able to be in a possibility manner because of the customer experience. I have this shown you in the first slide, that the customer experience is the first one. What kind of a supply chain we are having, what kind of a human resource, what kind of fraud detection, knowledge creation, research development. So AI is not left with any, domain or any term where we don't, use of it. And also we can see a predictive analytics is there. We are able to see the real-time operation management, what are things, and we are more interested, what are the, result things that we're getting instantly. And also we can see like that the customer service that we are having, what kind of risk management analytics, and what are the customer inside they are having. Let me talk about an company which has been done by Mindsphere. I think most of us will be doing that thing just as an video. This is in German based, and what they have done, they have from the pin to the aeroplane, they have made fully automation. they have not left with anything where the automation is not there. So let's see what the MindSphere is doing right now.
Today, data is everywhere. For companies, it's become one of the most important resources, essential in the age of the Internet of Things. To unleash its full potential, we must transform this flood of data into useful knowledge. That means capturing and analyzing data from countless sources. It's a staggering challenge. That's why Siemens developed MindSphere, the cloud-based open IoT operating system, so that companies of every type and size can unlock their data assets and put them to profitable use. MindSphere rapidly connects existing assets and systems of various manufacturers to gather data from a multitude of sources. Advanced analytics and applications from Siemens, our partners, and other providers transform this data into valuable knowledge. Knowledge that helps increase availability, quality, and efficiency across the value chain. Knowledge that solves problems before they occur. Knowledge that will accelerate processes, open up new levels of flexibility, and simplify decision-making. Knowledge that makes companies better. MindSphere transforms data into knowledge, and knowledge into business success.
So here we can see MindSphere is an Internet of Things company, and we are trying to build more knowledge by the data. As we say, data is a new oil. We depict that thing, and again, if the knowledge is there, the business decision can be much more better. So all these things has been taken by this company. I was talking about Education 4.0. If you get a chance, you can search my name, Dr. Gamolati, on the slide share. You can get to know more about Education 4.0. Similarly, kind of this kind of presentation I have tried to made in the 4.0. What are the youth, what are the new generation are required, how much zeal, the next the generation is alpha, which is much more beyond than the Z. I belongs to a Y generation. So you can see, let me talk about more on AI. Let me talk about AI on sport. Any idea how AI can help in sports? Anything that you can guess, like how the artificial intelligence can be good in sports? Like, let's say I am a football player, or I am a volleyball player, or I am a gymnastic player. How I can become more better? Any idea? Any thoughts on this? Okay, let me have. So let me play this thing.
Looking at the pattern, they would help you like how you could increase your performance based on the pattern they see every time you play.
Exactly. So this I'll just play in a fast manner. So we can see like that here, whatever the pattern we do, we can learn from it, and so that we cannot do the mistake again, or we can make it a much better way. On the pattern recognition, we are able to learn whatever the movements and the thing. I just want to add one more thing. Obama video is there, that is known as deep fake. If you get time, or you must have seen like that, how the things are moving. And we used to have, when I was a student, we used to study about morphing. And later on, I've seen that a deep fake is much more, advanced kind of things, and we can change on that thing. So they are trying to, recognize our pattern, that kind of things. Okay, that's a very interesting one. AI and robotic pill. So that is something, fascinating about me, that how, I don't know. Again, I'm not from medical side. I think medicals, doctors can give me a better idea. I don't know why this COVID vaccine is into a injection base. Why don't they have given in a pill? How good it will be a pill. We can, it might be, that kind of a result we are not having it. But AI has proven, I'm not saying for the COVID basically, but AI has, proven, or might be not in those who are suffering to have a injection in their body, and they don't want to have a pain. Why don't they have a pill So the pill can be automatically treated as an, injection only. Let's have this video. So we have seen here the pill is, automation kind of things, and the pill is without any painless, fearless, we can have it, so that kind of an automation has been made. Let's talk about a very good example of Kiva, warehousing, where we were having 100 of person, they have been replaced by a few of them, I'll say 3 to 4. Okay, how they are able to manage their store or an warehousing with the help of the Kiva. Kivas, I think we must be knowing it. These are the Kiva. These are the small devices which is having a unique key, and they can shift their raw material from one end to the another end. They are 100% computerized based. Okay, they can take your data from one end to another, and actually automation has replaced with them, and we were having a 100% guarantee that our products are reached, on that thing, and we can also measure how much quantity in hand we have left, how much stock we have handed. So you can see like that how the data movements are being done in our. How we can manage the stock in a much more efficient, and a easy manner, timely manner. We are using the Amazon uses the Kiva for their data warehousing. They are keeping their the stocks and the material in a much more significant manner. And frankly speaking, it's a huge store which is having almost earlier it was having a 50 to 60 employees working there and replaced by 2 or 3. These are all been possible with the based of AI based. Let's talk about something very interesting in farming. Any idea? They says that in 2050 the demand would be 60% high what we are having it because of the population, because of the growth, because of all these things are there. So how we can overcome those things?
Using Microsoft artificial intelligence, we can reduce waste and produce more food. Any grower will tell you every row, every crop is different. We can use Microsoft AI to make local predictions about light, wind, rain. This helps farmers know when to plant, irrigate, and harvest. It's making a difference.
Artificial intelligence helps farmers grow more while wasting less.
So AI has taken into an agriculture farming also, where we can get to know in advance about the weather condition, climate condition is much more advanced, so that the wastages can be less and the growth can be much more. So let's talk about something good. Let me play this video and then I'll ask some question from you. Okay, I hope we have seen this video. Let me know what we are able to understand from this video. We can see automatic tomatoes have been plugged by this machine, and we can also see that there are 3 different, the colors of the tomato. One are green, one are orange, one are red. So whoever is becoming like a full growth, that is a red tomato, it is able to plug those only by the machine. That is artificial intelligence based. If we see here in our refrigerator, we can see some orange color or a green color also been available. But now in the future, the machines are much more capable. They can know what, based on their color, based on the size, they can plug those kind of things. So all these are becoming by the artificial. Okay, very interesting. I was talking about and something what the COVID, the scenario has changed. Any idea what is this robo dogs does, how it is able to do that thing? In which country that we have it? Any idea? You must be seeing that thing, how AI has been based on that. Okay, let me give an idea. So robo dogs are basically used in Singapore. They have been basically developed to have the social distancing, and frankly speaking, they can capture the picture who are sitting together, who is not following the social distancing norm, and they capture that picture and issue a ticket. Okay, and the ticket comes to you based on your computer vision. I was talking about computer vision. So we are not having bothered to have a physical cops to take our picture and to give our ticket or say that don't have it social distancing. So frankly speaking, Singapore is again has have a less kind of the COVID patient as compared to any other country, and they are able to make that free, the COVID free, because of these COVID and because of the robo dogs. Let's play this video.
Parks, shopping malls, and other public places in Singapore are becoming active again after a brief shutdown. And the talk of the town is the robotic dog that patrols with healthcare officials and policemen to control the crowd. Spot, a four-legged robot dog developed by Boston Dynamics, is there to remind people of social distancing.
Let's keep Singapore healthy. For your own safety and for those around you, please stand at least 1 meter apart.
Every day, the dog would patrol in parks and other areas. Spot would ask people to maintain at least 1 meter distance after scanning and analyzing images on the camera connected to its front. The robot dog, which has traits similar to a real dog, is the center of attraction now. The robot dog Spot has been assigned to look after and monitor corona patients in the United States. Spot has been serving the Singapore parks for the past few weeks. It can easily travel through the muddy and sloppy areas in parks. The robot employs data analysis and AI. With Spot attaining success and popularity, it might be used for surveillance in public areas.
And also one more thing with robodogs, they can also be in charge itself. It's a solar based battery, and they can take on that thing. Humanoid, I think we know all about that's a Sophia, fully qualified or got a citizen from Saudi Arabia. Okay, so I will not play this video. I think most of us we have seen already.
Arabia. I am very honored and proud for this unique.
She is the first, humanoid fully qualified as a human being, having a, emotions, intelligence, self-learning, self-made, and works like like exactly a human being. So we can see like that, everything is getting changed day by day. We don't have to, sit and relax. AI would be the passionate and the coming time that we can see like that, how we can, rethink our capabilities and reskill our upskill fast. We need to basically, I think we need to move from average to the best because of AI. The things are becoming more easier, more, fascinating, more easy to learn. The learning is becoming more easier nowadays, but yes, at the back end, the coding part is much more a difficult kind of things that we are having it. So what is the intake? If I want to say that data is a new oil, but I think data is getting changed. Big data explosion has become. Start now and ride the wave. Conquer the world. All the best. Happy dating with the different technologies, with the information technology. With this, I'll just close my presentation, and I'm open with the questions.
Thank you so much. That was very informative, and I actually learned quite a bit. Any questions?
Yeah, Dr. Kamal, I have a question regarding
the algorithms that are developed for AI. So who develops these algorithms, and how is there any kind of quality check that goes to it?
First of all, Dr. Ravi, it's a nice and very interesting question. I believe you are from the medical line, so I think you can give the answer for it. But to add on it, I can just say that all these algorithms are being checked by medical only. Let me take a small example. Nowadays, if we talk about we need to develop as an application or a software for a banking stream. So banking stream, we as an IT guy, we are working as an intermediate. We basically take the things what the banking gives and we give to the developer, and they makes these, the program or the softwares. In the same way only, for a medical kind of things or a medicine, whatever the videos we have, which I have shown you, which I've tried to say that how the AI is getting change of it. These has been tried and tested, although it cannot be used in all medicines. Like I was giving an example, like why we have a vaccine on a 1 week and a 4th week, right? Why we want to go for a twice time? Because these has been tested depending upon the climate and all the conditions. We cannot have it. These algorithms obviously has been made by the programmer only, but the backend, what we call it as a pseudocode, it has been written by a medical person only.
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah,
Doctor,
I
I have
hope
a
that answered
question.
your question. Yeah, please.
Can I ask?
Yeah, sure, please.
I attended a seminar by Dr. Prakash Karat. He's an AI expert, and he told that there is a debate among scientists, AI scientists, whether AI will have consciousness or AI will not have consciousness. And the scientists were divided 50-50. 50% said that AI will develop consciousness. 50% said that AI will not develop consciousness. Any comment?
Well, I would not say anything. Only one thing just want to add on it. Every coin has its side effect. One is good and one is bad. So only, as I said in the presentation right now, if I ask you, I can see the audience, we have 20-year participant. So if I say that if we close the internet for 1 hour, in our working life or working day, do we sustain with that? Can we live without internet? I think right now we can live without oxygen. I should not say only for a saying, I'm saying for the oxygen. We can live without food, we can live without the water. But I think AI is involved everywhere. So I cannot answer it that whether it's a good or not. But yes, coming facts, we will be becoming more lazy, like we were having, although we are using stopwatches and what we called the health bands and, for a fitness, but only for the sake for we are using for it. But frankly speaking, old age, I have also gone with one study that expectancy life is getting increased. Earlier it was 78 or 80. Now we are saying it is going up to 85 or 90, but I don't agree on that, not at all. We are just, making our life into a miserable kind of thing.
Thank you.
So you don't believe that the technology is actually making us more active? You think we're getting lazier?
Yes, we are getting lazier and lazier. Earlier we used to have a pen. You can see a pen is there in a hand. We need to write something. Do we think that we are writing anything these days? I think no. We are just sending a message and we need an instantly reply. If the person don't replies, what action we have inside, that person is getting ignored. Or might be he don't want to talk to me. Or might be he will not think that, might be that person is busy with some other things. He's multi kind of things that he's doing it. But these kind of things are running. Emotionally, we are getting bad. See, it is my own, thinking. Might be I may be wrong. But again, we need to see both the ends at one go. So we are becoming more lazy and lazy. Earlier we were not having these phones to get, alarms to fit. We need to get up by the rays of the sunlights. I think now, I don't know whether we see the sun or not. Again, I just want to add one more beautiful, what has happened in some countries. Again, medical, I think Dr. Ravi and whoever from the medical, they can understand. I have their vitamin D efficiency is going down because they are not getting sun. They are throughout the time, they are on the computer or they are at work at home or work at place. And due to that thing, the government has specially said that their lunch hours is for 2 hours and that they need to go for and walk down. They need to sit in a sun for half an hour. These things are happening. See that the government are having these kind of policies that we are not following.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dr. Gulati, this is Kingsley.
Please.
From what Dr. Ruda was asking, you're saying that we're getting lazier. But some of us look at it from another dimension, in that some of the things we were doing in the past, maybe we were doing them because we didn't know better. And now that we know how to use artificial intelligence and more sophisticated technology, it's making things in our life easier, because those activities we were actually doing then, was because we didn't know better. Talk about, some of the new technologies that will make things easier for us to do those things that in the past we did manually. And we're going to make the argument that it was better that we doing them manually, but we doing them manually because we didn't have advanced technology to be able to do them. So, that's the other side of looking at it, that people making the argument that we're getting lazier, maybe necessarily because we were doing things that in the past we shouldn't have been doing. The technology is making it easier for us to do them now.
Correct. See, I am not saying that I'm against towards these kind of thing, although we are using right now, we are connected with the Zoom. So that is, indirectly, that is also AI kind of things are happening. So I'm not saying that, but, the next generation alpha, it is much more lazier. For us, we know how we can multiply, Alexa is the best example. We've seen a lot of videos which are happening, the kids are getting their homework by Alexa. They're not using their kinds of things of a brain, that these things can be done in a very easy manner. I'm not saying, I'm not against of it. If we use in the best manner, I think this is the best kind of thing that we are having. But we are more fascinating, and we are working on those 24/7. Might be, our mindset, as the video is also there very well, that the thinking power is taken by the machine. So might be a day, we don't know what is 2 + 2. We need to ask a machine, although the kids are asking. I've seen the kids, they're asking 2 + 2 from machine. So I don't know what kind of like we are having. So that's my, I want to say, I may be wrong. I'm not saying that we have to do that thing, but if we love our machine than us, I think then we need to always have to pay for it in the longer time.
Dr. Gulati, I have a comment. Actually, I've worked in artificial intelligence back in 1994, and I used backpropagation algorithm to diagnose heart diseases, which was sold to Siemens back in 1996. I did it because my father passed away because of wrong diagnosis. And I want to support what you're saying and maybe help others understand this. We have to differentiate between the humanities aspect and the technology aspect. In humanities, we are afraid of our jobs, and that's why we're apprehensive in accepting artificial intelligence. But if we use it as a good tool to help us, like for example, in the project I have done for my master's degree for the thesis using artificial intelligence in diagnosing heart diseases, it is to help the doctors. Back then, backpropagation algorithm is antiquated, as you know. Back then, it provided accuracy with 73%. It is not to eliminate doctors, but it is there to provide them with guidance on where to start. If that guidance was not available for my father, and that's why they diagnosed him incorrectly, but that will help them be able to at least start on the right track. That's number one. So it is not going to eliminate jobs. And I don't think that we should be apprehensive. If we're apprehensive about technology, then, and we're saying that, 50 years ago, life was much better, then we can argue whether the invention of fire, how humans found fire, whether that was a good thing or a bad thing, right? It goes across all technologies, whether they are electronic-based or not electronic-based. The other part is about laziness. I write cybersecurity books, and every book I write penetration testing and hacking. I say a knife, I write that a knife can be used to kill people and can be used to cut bread. Whether we use that knife to kill people or cut bread, that is based on us. So whether it is going to make us lazy or not, that is a choice. Whether we're going to be locked behind a computer screen most of our waking hours, that is our choice. Technology should facilitate our work so that we have more chance to reduce time and on task and be able to enjoy life and enjoy other things in life. So I disagree that technology is going to facilitate laziness. I think it's our choice to choose whether to benefit ourselves or to depend on technology and be slaves to it.
Yeah, Dr. Basta, you said rightly. I am not saying that I am against 100%. It depends. I was just giving some example for the same. I just want to quote one thing. I think there was an old story or old say about the Kodak and the Konica. If we don't upgrade ourselves, we cannot, sustain, or we cannot grow with this life. So nowadays technology is a part of our human. Okay, nowadays, as me, I still, remember in my school days, I started learning computer at the age of, I think 14 years, or I may be wrong, 17 years. Okay. And nowadays, if we see the technology, the IT is there with the age of 3, 4 years, 5 years. So we have to grow with that thing, what is, happening and what kind of things it's going for it. So I'm not against for it. Yes, obviously we need to update ourselves to sustain our life. We cannot leave 100%. Obviously, you are giving your example of the father when they were diagnosed. Right now, a lot of things are happening in a very instant manner. So they had made our life easy, obviously. But at the same time, if we are rigid that we do, I think we are losing something. We need to, set aside. Nowadays, you must be knowing, nowadays there is an 1 hour, phone off day. Like in a working hour, you need to close 1 hour. How many we do it? We don't do it. That kind of things are happening. Why they are having? Because nowadays the study is there. How many times we click on the phone? It comes around 4,990 times. We have seen our screen in a day. So again, I'm not against about it, but yes, I think the technology is changing, and the coming time would be more great facilitating kind of things. We already have that, the internet connectivity is much more better, 5G connectivity, which in US seen that in US only, in Korea only, the medical doctors are operating their operation while sitting at home. So that's I'm to add on it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Golite, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I recently gave my students a paper to review from MIT Review on AI, and actually they're making the argument that the survival of AI ultimately will depend on its ability to handle causation and effect. Cause and effect. Now, that was what was from the MIT Review. Based on your experience, do you think that ultimately AI will be able to deliver in this area?
I am not able to exactly get the question. What I'm able to get that you're saying that AI would be depending upon the cost and effect, right?
Cost and effect. Being able
cost
to
and
capture,
effect.
yes.
Yeah, I can say that the cost and the outcome. In my sense, I can say that cost and the outcome, right? Effect means that the outcome only, right?
Yeah, the causation and effect, which is it's a big problem in AI area, for AI devices to be able to, learn, the cause and the effect.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. I'm asking you, do you agree that ultimately that we'll be able to have very smart algorithms to be able to handle that in the AI field?
Yes, I will not agree 100%. Just as an add-on thing, whatever the projects come for AI, more than 90% project fail. Whatever you will think right now that we are trying to develop and we invest on that, the project, they will fail because of some other issue, because of the usability problem, or because of that, acceptance problem, because everything cannot be accepted. It has to grow for the various quality and the testing phases. So it always depends. I will not say that it will be having on the cost on the acceptance or the outcome. So it may be vary what kind of the test case we are having it. And you can think about that. There are n number of examples which has been failed. And there are some cases also there they have been passed. So I will not totally agree on that thing what you have said it.
Well, I would like to thank you very much for an amazing presentation. I learned quite a bit, as I said earlier. I am definitely interested. I don't know if anyone else, the HoloLens, I believe. I thought that was amazing. So HoloLens, but thank you for an amazing presentation. Thank you for helping us to recognize, maybe some people did, but I think for myself, recognizing how much we're interfacing with AI every day, and we don't even always think about it. And thank you for challenging me now, because I'm one of those people that I have a Apple Watch, and then I also purchased recently, Amazon sells their own watch, and I can't say I've been any more active. I haven't done anything. But now you're going to challenge me to actually charge my watches up and make some movement and not be lazy. So thank you for this amazing presentation. And thank you to everyone for joining us today. I know we're out of time, but again, this series is sponsored by the Arts and Science Department. We do it the first Friday of every month. And this is, again, it's an opportunity for anyone from any department to come and present on any topic that you're passionate about or you're knowledgeable about. It's an opportunity for us as scholars to share, learn from each other, and to grow. And so we welcome you, if you're interested, to please contact myself or Dr. Maria Muccioli and let us know that you're interested in presenting at a future First Friday session. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us, and we hope that you have a wonderful weekend. And thank you once again for an amazing presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for attending the presentation in a very patient manner. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everyone.
You
Great
too.
Presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lots of good comments to you. Your presentation
Thank you.
was excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Can we get a copy of the presentation?
Yeah, well,
Definitely.
I'm going to send out I will send out the video. We'll send out the video recording, and then Dr. Kamal, if he emails me his PowerPoint, then I can share that as well.
Definitely, I'll be sharing the PowerPoint.
Okay, perfect. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
everyone.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.